I actually didn't know you could establish a sustainable career. At the time, I was teaching in several studios. I was consistently performing, I was auditioning, but a brother was still broke. Put it this way, I was mad at the end of the month because there was too much month at the end of my money. And I didn't own a car, which meant I had to bum rides, I had to catch the bus, I walked everywhere. And my friends, God bless them, they'd make fun of me because they would be like, Jadell, do you even own a license? I remember I rented a room where I wasn't even allowed to do my own laundry consistently. Yeah, every other Tuesday between the hours of 3 and 5 to be exact. Who does that? Now, all of this while being a full-time college student. And I remember thinking to myself, there just has to be a better way to do this. I know this because people were doing it. And when I graduated, I knew I liked eating 3 times a day, amen? But I got tired of feeling like I was working just to get by. I mean, at this point, I just wanted to be able to afford guacamole at Chipotle. You know, when you go to Chipotle and say guac is extra, is that all right? My brother just wanted it to be all right. However, through an opportunity that I didn't necessarily see as valuable, I actually discovered keys to developing a sustainable career as a creative. Now, if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. I mean, that food looked good, but I want you to write this down. If you're not taking notes, write it down, because key number 1, it blew my mind. Key number 1 is consistency will always supersede your talent. What I didn't know about sustainability is that it requires you to have to grow. Everybody say grow. Grow. It requires you to grow both personally as well as professionally. Now, although I was talented, I mean real talented, I could drop a leg top right now, pick it back up and hand it to somebody, okay? Although I was talented, this experience, it challenged me. It challenged me to grow my customer service skills, how I dealt with people, my communication skills, and it also challenged me to grow as a leader. Now, at the beginning of my dance training and even my experience, I was under the direction of others. But now I was actually learning how to train dancers recreationally to professionally in various styles. I was learning administrative work. I was learning talent recruitment. I even learned how to direct full-length productions at events. But I also learned, and this is a good one, as a creative, when to say no. Raise your hand if you know someone who struggles in the area of telling people no. Raise your other hand if you sometimes struggle in the area of telling people no. Yeah, that was me. Now, here's what we're going to do. On the count of 3, we're going to practice saying the word no. Is that all right? Yes. No, is that all right? Yes. All right. 1, 2, 3. No. See, for me, if the job didn't help grow my contact list, no. If the job didn't help grow my experience, no. If the job wasn't paying enough, heck no. Because the brother wanted to walk from where? But at this point, I learned there was a difference. Everybody say difference. Difference. There was a difference between leveling up and doing more of the same things. Remember, I already had 18 jobs. I didn't need another one. I was already tired. But I learned that each experience, each opportunity should cause some level of growth. Now, whether that growth is monetarily or even professionally, for me, that meant I had to go back to the drawing board. And I had to learn to work within my limitations. You see, as a creative, you have strengths. As a creative, you have weaknesses. The trick, the challenge is working within your strengths instead of focusing solely on improving your weaknesses. Now, for me, what that meant was I had to be honest about the realities of my industry. You see, in the dance industry, we have peak seasons. These are seasons where things are happening, things are popping, he's booked, he's busy. But we also have off seasons. These are seasons where nothing is happening. Nothing is being booked, nothing's being busy. And for me, all of this took me to understanding that key number 2 is you gotta have vision. What I didn't know about having vision was, it was about not just knowing your industry, but having an expectation for yourself. Having an expectation for what you want to see come into fruition for your life. Now, with the dance industry having peak seasons and off seasons and all these different things, I realized that despite the potential of being broke in an off season, if I wanted to see something different, I had to plan for it. So for me, that meant I had to do something different in order to get something different. The question was, what was that something different? I had to book tours, master classes, I had to land more coaching clients, I had to figure it out. This was important because at this particular point in my life, this would have been an opportunity for me to get depressed. This would have been an opportunity for me to lose confidence in myself or even my abilities. Raise your hand if you know anyone that's ever been there. They lose confidence in themselves, they lose confidence in their abilities when their situation looks different, their situation looks difficult. For me, this would have been an opportunity to lose momentum, even in my career, but I had to learn I needed to maximize in these seasons. Now this brought me to key number 3, which is simply your reputation being worth its weight in gold. Your reputation is literally everything. Now for me, most of my opportunities, they came through word of mouth. And it was to the point where I would get booked to teach, booked to perform, without even looking for the work or even people seeing me in action. Now, not to boast, not to brag, I do slay, okay? But I started to have more opportunities than I had time. And so in that, I realized that I had to let some things go and I had to turn down some work. And in that, I started to realize something. You know, my mentor, he would always say, Jadell, you gotta step outside the frame in order to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture was your character. It always matters. Whether you deliver, whether you follow up, whether you follow through, whether you actually slay like me, it matters. Ask me why. Why? Because discipline is attractive. And successful people in most areas of their lives, guess what? They're disciplined. So for me, that meant I needed to learn to be more punctual. I needed to learn to do things more under excellence, do my personal best. And I had to get comfortable, everyone say comfortable. Comfortable. I had to get comfortable with requesting and providing feedback. I even had to learn to be more collaborative and being more flexible. This means doing things I didn't necessarily want to do, but doing them if, and there's a comma, there's a caveat, if it allowed me more access to growth and development. Now, while none of this was easy, none of it happened overnight, I didn't always get it right, and I didn't always have the temperament to do it well, all of it helped me to arrive at key number 4. Recognize when it's time to make a change within your career. During COVID, I made some of the most money I ever made as an artist, as a creative, not because I was the best, not because I was the only, but I strategized. I didn't settle for my current situation or my current dilemma. And unfortunately, the world was shut down, dance studios were closed, but luckily the internet wasn't. And so what I did was I used it as an opportunity to provide dance as a means for social and emotional well-being for dancers and clients in the comfort of their own home. This meant virtual lessons, whether it was private or group. It was fun, it was awesome, but even in that I realized I wanted to be challenged more. That as a creative, I needed to be challenged more. So, thanks with the help of my wife, she's over there. Hi, babe. How y'all doing? I was able to pursue a dream of mine. And together we actually launched a touring dance convention focused on equipping dancers for a sustainable professional career. And what's so amazing is that through our event, some of these dancers have received scholarships to prestigious programs all around the country. I'm talking cities like New York City, Memphis, Tennessee, San Francisco, California, and even some of them procured talent agency representation, essentially becoming professionals. Now, I don't know about you, but I believe that deserves a round of applause. But in all of it, I discovered that developing a sustainable career as a creative, it requires consistency that supersedes talent. It requires vision and a trusted reputation. It also requires your unique ability to pivot when needed. And in all of it, it requires you to recognize when it's time to grow both personally as well as professionally in order to reach your level of dynamic excellence. Thank you.